Hi everyone, this is Kevin here, coming at you with my hands-on and first impressions video of the Alcatel Insight for Cricket Wireless. So let's get started. So this is the Alcatel Insight. I'd like to thank Alcatel for being kind enough to send this phone out to me to cover on the channel. All opinions expressed in this video are my own, and that's the way that they wanted it to be. Now I am recording this video away from the office, so if you did notice that my recording setup here is a little bit different, that is the reason why. I will be returning back to my normal recording location very soon, but I can't just stop recording videos because I'm away. Now the Alcatel Insight is unique because of its very affordable price. You can actually get this phone at Cricket Wireless for only $9.99 with a new line. That's right, with a new line, you don't even have to port over your number, you can get this phone for $9.99. Now if you do port over your number, you can get the phone for free, but still, let that sink in. $9.99 for a new line? That's crazy. This is probably one of the cheapest phones that I've seen in a while from a carrier that you can get by opening up a new line. So here is the box that it comes in. I did already open up the box and set everything up for the sake of saving some time. On the back of the box, we have some more info about the phone, but I'll be going over that throughout this video. But it does feature Android Pie Go edition, so that's pretty interesting. But we'll open this on up. Here is the phone. I'm gonna put this off to the side for a second and see what else we get in the box. There was a battery in the box separate from the phone that I did have to install, so that's something that you'll get in the box when you open it up for the first time. But besides that, we get some terms and conditions from Cricket. We get a micro USB cable for charging and data transfer, and we get a USB wall adapter. So here is the phone. Now the device features a 5-inch display. There is no notch at the top, and we're getting an 18:9 aspect ratio. The actual resolution itself is 480p, so nothing too impressive here. But considering that the display is a bit smaller, we are getting a total PPI of 160, so that's not too bad. Now we do have a front-facing camera with the phone, which is 2 megapixels. The phone features 16 gigabytes of internal storage with a dedicated SD card expansion slot. There is no wireless charging with the phone, as you can imagine. There is no fingerprint sensor either, so you are limited to using a PIN code if you want to unlock your device. The rear camera on the phone is 5 megapixels. We get 2 gigs of RAM with the phone, and it features the MediaTek MT6739 processor. The phone features a 2200 milliamp hour removable battery. It runs Android 9 Pie Go edition, and there is no NFC with the phone. So with all the specs out of the way, let's take a closer look at the hardware. So the display itself is actually decently bright. That is a good surprise to see here. I actually had to turn it down a little bit from the original brightness to record this video, because you can see at the max brightness, it's like too bright. So that's awesome, because usually with kind of lower end phones, the displays aren't nearly as bright as this one. I like too that it does feature that 18:9 aspect ratio because it does allow you to fit more content in the phone in a smaller footprint. We do have some bezels on the bottom and top here of the device, but overall it doesn't look too outdated or old-fashioned. It looks decently attractive, especially for a phone that's just selling at $9.99. So on the left side here, there's nothing. On the right side, we have the power button and volume button. Then on the top of the phone, we have the noise-canceling microphone and headphone jack. Then on the bottom, we have the micro USB port for charging and data transfer, and we have the microphone. Then take a look at the rear of the phone. We have this cool sandstone finish here, the Alcatel logo, the camera, we have the flash, and we have the speaker. Now I'll pop the back off of the phone right now to show you what that looks like. So here we go, pull that off. Try not to break it. And here's the battery right there. We have the SD card slot right there, and we have the SIM card slot right there. So I do also like that you don't have to remove the battery to access the SIM card slot. So if you wanted to, you could hot swap SIM cards without even having to turn off the phone. I also really appreciate that it was pretty easy to take off this back panel because I have used other phones in the past with a removable back, and it's really difficult and you have to like really pry your fingernails into there to take it off. But with this device, it was really easy to remove the back and really easy to put it back on. Now, the camera quality with this is definitely not remarkable at all. It's not necessarily that great, especially with the front-facing camera. The rear camera is better than the front camera, but still not that great either. But again, for just $10, you can't really expect too much. Now in the full review video, I will be showing you photo and video samples from the phone, but just giving you a heads up, I wouldn't expect too much from these cameras. But you can see here we have a variety of different Go optimized applications like Google Go, Gmail Go, Maps Go, Assistant Go, and this is all part of the phone being an Android Pie Go Edition device. What's nice though is that even though this runs Go Edition, which is meant to give you better performance with more limited hardware, you can install any application in the Google Play Store. So if you do happen to want the regular Google Maps and not Maps Go, you can always install that if you want to. Now I did take out my SIM card for the sake of making this video just because I didn't want to get calls and messages when recording, but I did have my Cricket SIM in this earlier and things were working really well. I'm actually decently surprised with the video viewing experience on the device. It definitely does work very well for watching YouTube videos. Of course, you are limited to 480p is the resolution. So you can see there maximum 480p, but still the colors are pretty decent here and the speaker is surprisingly loud. So even though this is 480p, things still do look good on the display. So I'm definitely pretty happy with the web browsing experience here, content viewing, and of course you're not going to get the best performance out there, but I think definitely having Android Pie Go Edition on this phone versus regular Android Pie was a good decision by Alcatel because it is definitely usable. This is probably one of the few phones that I've used at this cheap of a price tag where it really is practical to use in everyday situations. But I'm really interested to know what you think about the Alcatel Insight. Would you consider trying one out, especially at that price tag? You really don't have to spend much money to try out the Cricket experience with a brand new phone. But let me know what you think. If you want to buy this, take a look at the link in the video description. Again, thank you Alcatel for sending this phone out to me, and I look forward to covering more of their devices in the future. But have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.